What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Going for Two. I am Q1 Humphreys. Welcome to day 9. I know I said yesterday was day 9, but today is day 9 of Going for 25 Days of Christmas. This is a series, a marathon, if you would, an upload streak where I am grinding to reach a goal. And we've reached that goal. We have hit 300 subscribers we hit it earlier this morning. And I'm just so very grateful, so very thankful for everybody that's subscribing, everybody that's liking, everybody that's watching right now. I appreciate you. But now that we hit 300, now we got to go for 4. Now we got to go for 5. Now we got to go for 6. But I cannot do that without your help. So please hit the subscribe button, like button, share, comment, and let's get right into it. The Philadelphia Eagles lost their 3rd straight game last night in a Monday night game against the LA Chargers. They went to overtime. They lost 22-19 after Jalen Hurts threw an interception in overtime to end the ball game. The Philadelphia 76ers, why do I keep saying that? I hope I didn't say 76 earlier. The Philadelphia Eagles, the issue last night has been the same issue for them all season long. Offensively, this team is very, very pedestrian. Offensively, this team is very, very bad. Just to put it point blank, period. This offense is bad. They can't execute nothing they want to do. And last night's loss, to me, is the game that shows us that this team might really be fried. They might really be fried. I understand they lost to the Dallas Cowboys a couple weeks ago after having a 21-0 lead. I understand last week they lost to the Chicago Bears 24-15. But losing last night's game, the way they lost, if you had any shred of hope for the Eagles repeating, that hope might have gone away last night. Let's talk about it. I think last night you can boil it down. I like to boil it down to just your 2 of your best players did not come to play. They had bad games offensively. Saquon Barkley, I'm not talking about you. Saquon Barkley had 100 yards rushing, 6 yards a carry statistically, but the big 50-yard run that I want to say gave the Eagles the lead. And then they kind of took the ball out of his hands at the end of the game and late in the 4th quarter, but I'm going to jump into that a little bit later. Jalen Hurts might have been his worst game of his career. Worst game of his career. 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions, and a fumble, including a pick in the 4th quarter that I'm going to talk about in a second, and the interception to end the game. Just bad play. Bad play by Jalen Hurts. On the ground game, he had nothing going. They said Jalen Hurts' QBR would have been better if he simply spiked every single pass. It would have been better than it was last night. Crazy. Another player I want to talk about, A.J. Brown. And if you look at the stats, A.J. Brown appeared to have had a good game. 6 catches for 100 yards, no touchdowns. But y'all, A.J. Brown had 13 targets. A.J. Brown had 13 targets, and 3 of those targets went right off his hands. 1 of those drops turned into an interception. And A.J. Brown, this is a guy that week in and week out, we're here. He's all in the headlines because he's mad about not getting the ball, mad about not getting targets, mad about the passing and not being where he wants to be. But hey man, I'm a believer if you're gonna talk like that, if you're gonna talk about get me the ball, do this, do that, when your time comes, you got to make a play. You got to make it happen. The last drop that he had in the 4th quarter would have put the Eagles up. I wouldn't say it won the game because the ball would have went back to Chargers anyway, so I guess we had to see what happened. But the balls couldn't put right in your hands, right in the breadbasket, and what a play by the cornerback Hart to grab A.J. Brown's arm and force the incompletion. But A.J. Brown, if he's gonna be the guy, if he's the guy that we believe he is, if he's the guy that he think he is, he gotta come down with that football, man. He's gotta come down with that football. That is what separates the elite receivers from the not elite receivers. If you can catch that ball through contested with the game on the line, he could not do it. He said it after the game, and I think that A.J. Brown knows that, okay, we can't put all the blame on my quarterback. A.J. Brown knows that. So the big thing to me right now with the Eagles is the offense is bad. And it's been bad all year. But during the season, during the beginning of the season, they ran the ball a lot, and people were saying how boring this is, how this is not going to win you a Super Bowl. Well, the way they're playing now, it's not going to win them games, because it's not winning them games. It's not winning them games. And that's just not going to work. Jalen Hurts has been bad. Not just last night, but he's been bad really all season. He hasn't been that great. And I'm a guy that defended Jalen Hurts over the offseason when Cam Newton came out and had those comments about him. I said, man, say what you want, but this guy's a winner. And yeah, they got a winning record, so I guess he technically is still a winner. But right now, all season long, he hasn't been that good. He hasn't been that good. Now, I do think last night they kind of took him out of his comfort zone. They made him play a lot in the shotgun. Jalen Hurts is one of those guys that he's so good pre-snap. He's so good pre-snap. He's good at recognizing defenses, recognizing pressure, the pressure, where the pressure's coming from, getting his protection right. He's good at that. But he's not good at just being an absolute gunslinger. That's not who he is. So putting him back in single back, putting him back under center will allow him to have that timing and be more of who he's supposed to be. So I think they got to get back to that, and I think they got to get back to running the football. I understand the run game hasn't been as good as it's been all year long, or hasn't been as good as it was last year. I know, but you got to find a way. You got to find a way to win games. So if running the ball 30 times and playing good defense gonna win you games, you got to play that way. You got to play that way. The fourth quarter, the drive that they ended up taking the lead, going up by 3 points before the Chargers got the ball back, they got down the field, got down to like the 26-yard line, 27-yard line, and they ran the ball first down, tackle for loss, and then threw the ball back-to-back plays. Ended up giving the Chargers back the ball with plenty of time to go down and tie the game up. If you run that ball, you know what I'm saying, you could potentially leave less time on the clock for the Chargers. Less time on the clock for Chargers, but they elected to throw the ball, and it did not work out. Kevin Patullo, offensive play calling has been horrible. It's been bad. The team is just not. The offense is just is holding this team down. You know what I'm saying? You look how good defense played last night. The defense survived 5 turnovers. They survived 5 turnovers from your quarterback, and still gave you a chance to win the game. Still gave you a chance to win the game. So we're seeing right now with the Eagles how an offense can literally anchor a team by how bad it is. And to be honest, y'all, the way this season looked, it reminds me of the 2023 season. I want to say the 2023 season. The season after they made the Super Bowl and lost to the Chiefs, and they started out like 10-0 or something like that, and then bottomed out and them getting blown out in the first round. It's looking just like that this year. The Eagles were 4-0. Since the 4-0 start, they are 4-5. And the thing is too, with them not winning last night, they're keeping the door open for the Dallas Cowboys. The door's open for the Dallas Cowboys to make a fight in the division. I think they're still, a couple games back, but it's definitely not over by no means. So the Eagles have got to figure something out, man. They got to figure something out. I'm honestly speechless. This is an offense that is in the bottom third of passing and running, and when it comes to yards per game, they're in the bottom third of each. And that's not going to win you no football games. It's not going to win you no meaningful playoff football games. It's not even winning you regular season now at this point for the last few weeks. But we're going to definitely see what happens. Eagles fans, sound off in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on your team. But until next time, Going for 2, we out of here. Yeah.